Good morning. My music's supposed to be playing. How are you this morning? You know, everything always, yeah. There we go. Got us some music this morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Welcome to Bliss Beyond the Buzz with Coach Janet. Good morning. Oh, I have a great topic today. Hey, Brenda. Thanks for joining. Good morning. You ever say negative things to yourself? Hey, Marianne, welcome. Yeah, this morning we're going to tackle that inner critic voice. Good morning, Dawn. Thanks so much for joining. Good morning. Man, guys, this subject is so, hey, Nancy, good morning. This subject is so important. I can't wait to share it with you because it is something I think so many of us struggle with. Good morning. I think we struggle with this inner voice and we call it different things and some of us don't even recognize it. But you know, I was reading a lot of people struggle with this, and I know I have for years, with this little negative inner voice that tells you things, you know, good morning, that says things like, you know, I'm not good enough or whatever. It's just a negative voice that kind of keeps you stuck and keeps you held down. Where do we get this? Why do we have this? Well, you know, I was doing some research. Maybe not everybody has it, but a lot of people do. And it can come from, unfortunately, things we've seen in our childhood. Maybe our parents had it and they were kind of, you know, oh, I'm so stupid, or I'm dumb, what an idiot. You know, we say things we don't even realize. It impacts those around us. And others of us have had trauma or abuse or difficult relationships. But you know what? It really doesn't even matter where it came from. What matters is, what can we do to shut it down? You know, it's important that we do shut it down. It's not just a bad habit. It's not just a negative behavior that we say, well, that's just how we are. It really impacts us. For years, I spent, in a toxic relationship, hearing negative things about myself over and over. Add that to my inner critic, and I mean, it was tough. I would say things like, oh, I'm so bad. Oh, I'll never be able to do this. Oh, no one likes me. I would say these things over and over again to myself, and it kept me stuck, and it kept me anxious and stressed, and it keeps you in a negative place. It is so bad for your mental health. It's not just a bad habit, people. This needs to stop. We need to stop being our own worst enemy. We need to stop being mean to ourselves. We need to love ourselves, and we need to be kind. So, first of all, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about hearing voices in my head. I'm not talking about hallucinations. I'm talking about that instant thing. You know, you drop something, you spill something. Oh, I'm so stupid. What an idiot. Boop, just comes out. We got to stop that talk. And you know what? It can be so automatic. Now, I'm sure you have your own, and you be thinking about what you say to yourself. Here's some that, you know, I'm just going to share some just to give you an idea. But let's just say that you get ready, and this happened to me a million times, go for a new job. All right, I've got a master's degree, I'm a nurse, I've got years of experience, coding experience, I've got all kind of leadership experience, but I take this job and immediately I get in there and think, oh, what if they find me out? What if they realize I'm not smart enough to do this job? Oh no, I'm busted. They're gonna realize I'm a fake, I'm no good, I'm an imposter. Stop it. Trying on the bathing suit. Oh, it's bathing suit season, summer's here, yay, yay, yay. But I don't think too many of us are 100% happy with the body that we're in, and we put on that bathing suit and say, yeah, look at us. I don't think so. We pick, oh, look at that. Oh, this, you know, we focus on negatives. We tell ourselves mean things, and we need to stop. We need to stop saying those kind of things. We say, I can't do it. We say, I'll never be able to. We say, I'm not as good as. We say, nobody likes us, or we don't deserve this or that. We need to get that mess out of our heads. Okay, and I have 5 tips today. If you want to take notes, write them down. I'm going to challenge you with a little exercise at the end that you can do to work on this for yourself. But number one is be aware. First of all, you have to recognize that you're doing it. If it is so rote and so a part of your daily life, you may not even recognize that you're saying it. And I know that I have other people in my family, some on this call, who I have heard and I try to correct because they say immediately, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that. Whoa, wait a minute, you're not stupid. You just made a mistake, okay? I mean, it's not, don't take it like that. Don't put it down. Don't put yourself down. We have to watch the inner dialogue. What are we telling ourselves? So the first thing we have to do is we have to become aware. That's the way in a lot of things, right? You can't change what you don't even know is broken. You can't fix what you don't know needs to be fixed. So number two, once you recognize the inner dialogue or the verbal, maybe it's out loud that you say it. Once you recognize it, stop the ruminations. Okay, this is so powerful. You tell yourself, oh, I'm never going to be good at this. Nobody likes me. My page hasn't grown. Nobody's liked my post. Nobody's sharing my stuff. I may as well quit. Everybody else is successful but me. You can get into this dialogue. Oh, wait, am I talking about myself? Oops. Anyway, and you have to stop and say, number one, is it true? Because a lot of times what we say are exaggerations. I'm never going to blank, 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 blank. Never? Really? You're never going to? Wait a minute now. When we start saying those blanket statements, they're probably not the truth. They're probably a little bit exaggerated. And then we go on to tell ourselves, that this is just the way it is and blah, blah, blah. Even if you believe it, even if you can't realize that it's not true and you can't realize that it's not factual, even if you solely believe it in your soul that you're stupid or whatever your negative thing you're telling yourself, is it helpful? Is it helpful to dwell and think, oh man, nobody liked my page this week. I'm not growing. Nothing's happening. It's not helpful. And you know what? When I focus on that negativity, it stifles me. It holds me back. It makes me worried about what I'm going to say. And you know what? When I get it out and say, forget, I don't care, someone's going to like my page. And if they don't like my page, I like my page because I'm sharing me and I'm trying to encourage people. Guess what? When we do this, when we just be authentically us, it helps us. So stop the rumination. Stop beating yourself up. Stop saying that same negative thing over and over. It is not helpful, even if you believe it's true. Number four, okay, you ready for this? I'm sorry, I'm only on number three. Number three, stop and, look outside yourself, okay? Why do I say we have to look outside ourselves? Because sometimes we struggle so hard with being nice to ourselves. That is a sad fact, but it is true. So let's just think about it. Think about those things you say to yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm no good at this. I'll never do this. We say these things, but what would we tell our friend? What would we tell our best friend? What would we tell our sister, our mother, our daughter, our people that we love? What would we tell them that? Okay, let's say they did something bad, even if it was, okay? They made a mistake and they're beating themselves up. What would you say to them? Would you say, well, yep, you blew it now. You suck. Your life is over. It's ruined. You may as well give up. Crawl in a hole. No, you would say, okay, all right, made a mistake. Let's move forward. What can we do next? Blah, blah, blah. It's one mistake. Doesn't define you. You would encourage them to keep going. You'd find the positive. You'd find a way to encourage them, to support them. And that's what you have to channel to yourself. We have to start treating ourselves like this. We've got to stop with the negativity to ourselves. So that's number three. Number four is replace. Replace with reality or positivity, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples here. I gave you, I'm a bad person, okay? You're not a bad person. Maybe you did a bad thing, okay? I'm a bad person. Change that. I did something bad. I never get anything right. I haven't figured it out yet. This is tough. I am not good enough. I am good enough. This is awful. I have this saying, it's so dramatic. I can't go on. Oh my gosh, really, Janet? It is awful. Maybe it is. This is really hard. Change it to this is really hard, but I will get through it. Think of all the things you've already been through. You will get through it. I can't do it. Change that to I will do my best. That's all anybody can ask for. I'm going to give up. I'm never going to get this. I'm too stupid. I just can't do it. This is really tough and it's a challenge to me, but I'm going to keep at it or I'm going to get some help. Yeah. Take that one. Going to ask somebody for some help. I suck at this. Well, you know what? Mistakes help me learn. Okay. Didn't work this way. Fail 99 times, but the 100th time might be the right one. Nobody likes me. Change that to I like myself. You know what? That is where it is. Are you okay with your God and with yourself? You have to be okay with you. So that's number 4. Number 5, the final one, is a tricky one. So we have to balance this negative, positive with self-acceptance and improvement. So what we don't want to do is say, well, you know, I drank 2 bottles of wine and I feel bad about myself. Oh, I'm a drunk. I'm never going to quit drinking. Well, Jan said to be positive. Oh, yay, 2 bottles of wine. Look at me. I'm okay. Everybody drinks. No, I'm not saying to just excuse away the things that you want to change or to make that as an excuse to just turn into Pollyanna and ignore the things you need to change. What I'm saying is to accept yourself where you are. Maybe you are unhealthy. Maybe you do need to exercise more. Maybe you do need to eat healthier. Maybe you do need to quit drinking. Whatever it is, it's okay to accept yourself the where you are right now, but love yourself too much to leave yourself there. Move forward with the positivity in your life and change to be the best version that you can. My yoga teacher says, thank the body that showed up today, that brought you here. Thank the body and the mind that brought you here to hear a positive message, that took you to the yoga studio to get the exercise, that woke you up this morning, the body that you have. And maybe if you want to make it better and you want to be a better version of yourself, great. Move forward with that, but accept where you are. Because you know what? Beating it up and saying I suck and I'm no good is never going to change it. In fact, it's a vicious cycle and it brings you down. It will not motivate you. It will not help you. It is not helpful. Okay, we're at the end and here is your challenge. Are you ready for this? You probably have the inner critic. Maybe put a little hand up in there if you have ever had a dialogue with the inner critic. I'd like to know that I am not alone here. But if you have these negative thoughts, you can do these things. You can acknowledge them, stop the rumination, replace them with positive, think about what you'd tell a friend, and then accept yourself where you are. You can do those things, and that will maybe turn down the dial a little bit on the inner critic. It may never go completely away. Boy, I tell you, I have changed a lot. Oh, Nancy's with me. Who else? Who else is with me? Anybody have a critical voice in their head? By practicing a dose of healthy self-love and some acceptance, we can change this. I remember struggling through that, negative, toxic relationship, hearing those things, saying them to myself. And I said I was in the Janet hating club. And, my husband would say, you know what? You're the only member. Nobody feels that way about you except you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am out of the Janet hating club. It's officially closed. If I feel that way, I try hard to get myself out of that. And I want to challenge you today. When you start to say it, just write it down. Get you a piece of paper and a pencil, write it down. You say, what do you tell yourself? Write those things down. Write them down in a column. And then I want you to write down a positive or an alternative next to it, okay? This is your challenge. You can do this. write down. If you say I'm stuck, or I'm no good, or I'm ugly, or no one likes me, or whatever those words, and we all have them. And you know what? Our inner self knows us better than anybody else. So, oh my goodness, they know our buttons, they know our weaknesses. That's why we have to work hard to challenge this and get it out. So put down what the negativity is, and then beside it, put down a change, a positive. You can Google some positive changes. You can channel me, hear me. What would I say to you? I would say, yes, you can do it. You are doing a great job. It's okay. You got this. Channel this. Put the positive down there. And when you get ready to say it, stop it and use the positives and see how you do. And you know what? If you need help with this, that's what I do. I have clients come to me and just in a negative spiral, thinking that they are stuck and that they can't change, and that they're, whatever, their self-esteem is so low. And we work through some of this stuff and it changes. So get help if you need it. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, I just want you guys to realize how wonderful you are and how worth it you are. We only get this one little life. Don't spend time. You wouldn't put up with anybody else saying that to you, and you certainly wouldn't say it to someone else. So be kind to yourself today. If you've enjoyed this message, please share it. I would love for other people to hear this. I think so many of us struggle with this and we don't even realize it. We need to stop being our own worst enemy. We need to be our best friends. All right, you guys are my best friends. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate it. You can tell I'm passionate about this. This is something that really, really can change your life when you can start stopping the calming the inner critic, and making yourself stop beating yourself up. It's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can do it. Okay, guys, thanks so much for joining. I'll see you next week. Bye.